Shalom. Call hello Allah Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, which means all praises to Yahweh, which is the true name of the Heavenly Father, who you people in the world ignorantly call God, by Hashem, in the name of Yahushua, which is the name of the only begotten Son, who you people in the world ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Those are the true names of the Heavenly Father and the Son, once again, which is Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Also, Shalom to you, Akim, which is you brothers that's pushing and spreading this word throughout the four corners of the earth, who's also uplifting the names Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Shalom to you, Akim. Shalom also to the Israelite foreigners, the speckled bird, man, woman, and child, whose bloodline traces back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, our forefathers, though you may look like the other nations do. The other nations, the heathen nations, which as you see in this chart, the heathen nations starting from 2 on down. Okay, the nations starting from 2 on down, Salaki, are the heathen nations. Okay, also to the if your bloodline, your lineage goes back to these people, as you see on this chart right here, through the man, and if your spirit bear witness with this word and this truth, that you to you speckled bird, man, woman, and child, it just does apply. You are Israelites, though you may look like the other nations or have the appearance of the other nations due to the scattering of these people right here on this chart. Okay, so you though you may look like, you're gonna have Israelites that look like the heathen as well, but they're under the curses of Deuteronomy 28-15 verse on down. Their spirit bear witness with this word once again that they are the children of Yahweh by Shema Shai, and another, their lineage goes back to these people through the man. So if they have a heathen mother and they come out looking like the heathen mother, then and their father's an Israelite, then that will make them an Israelite as well. Okay, to the few Aquafas, you sisters that do listen, learn, Shalom. To the elect of the nation of Israel, whether it may be scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, for this word is going out to, Shalom to you as well. To you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, as you see on this chart right here, you combine, consist, and make up the 12 tribes of Israel. You are the Hebrew Israelites, the chosen people of the Most High Yahweh and His only begotten Son. You ignorantly call Jesus Christ once again, Yahweh Shah. And I got an article I want to do on what's going on with this oil. If I could find it. There it is. Right? Seen this last night, so I just decided to do a vid on it, plus a video that ties into it. All right, so it says, I was looking at something. It says the death of U.S. oil. Okay, and America is known for oil. That's one of America's biggest, types of resources is oil. Okay, and now it crashed like a week or two ago, if I'm not mistaken. It fell to its lowest point in history, they said. Okay, they've never seen anything like it. So I'm gonna read this article, then I'm gonna go and go into some scriptures. But it says it's game over for most of the U.S. oil industry. Prices have collapsed and storage is nearly full. The only option for many producers is to shut in their wells. That means no income. Most have considerable debt, so bankruptcy is next. It says Peggy Noonan wrote in her column recently that this is a never before seen level of national economic calamity. History doesn't get bigger than this. This is the superficial view. Coronavirus has changed everything, and really, all this was already planned to happen before the coronavirus. The coronavirus was just that perfect scapegoat, as I always say, for what you're seeing, the economy just falling in shambles. Because it was going to happen, let's say the coronavirus never happened, period, this still would have happened, because really, Yahweh Shem Shah is in control, But it says coronavirus has changed everything. The longer it lasts, the less the future will look anything like the past. Most people Policymakers and economists are energy built blind and cannot therefore fully grasp the gravity or the consequences of what is happening. Energy is the economy, and oil is the most important productive portion of energy. U.S. oil consumption is at its lowest level since 1971, when production was only about 78% of what it was in 2019. As goes oil, so goes the economy down. And that's what you're seeing. This economy, okay, going to shambles. Okay? And it's not coming back. Okay? I'm gonna read a little bit more. I'm gonna get a scripture. The oil industry and the old economy are gone. The energy mix that underlies the economy will be different now. Oil production and prices are unlikely to regain late 2018 levels. Renewable sources will fall behind along with efforts to mitigate climate change. So, right quick, let's get a scripture because this place is finished. Okay? I actually wasn't planning on getting this scripture, but I'll start it off with this actually. Right? Psalms. I start 37 and 34. It says, wait on the Lord, Yahweh, and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. What land? The land of Israel, man. Okay, and we're going to inherit, all things. We're going to inherit the heathen. We're going to inherit, all these lands. We're going to inherit the galaxies, man. Okay? All we got to do is wait, When the wicked, you got the wicked nation, the nation of Edom, Esau, Edom, which is the so-called Caucasian race. They're the wicked. Then you got the 2/3 of our people, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American. The 2/3 of you that's wicked. And you just got the heathen nations, the other heathen nations. But this tongue, is going into the wicked, But all the wicked is going to be cut off real soon. Okay? Starting with Esau, Edom. Okay? The root of all this, this wickedness. And it says, when the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. And this is what we're seeing. Okay? We're seeing the beginning of the wicked, getting ready to what? Be cut off. Okay? Getting ready to be destroyed and conquered by Yahweh by Shemel Shah, man. This is what we're seeing. We're seeing the downfall of our enemies. Okay? This is Psalms 37 and 35. I have seen the wicked in great power and spread himself like a green bay tree. Okay? And this and before all this man was in great power, man. Strong military, the so-called best economy. Okay? His influence, his witchcraft, it was still powerful, which it is on some effect, but that's only for the people that, Yahweh by Shemel Shah wants to be in the delusional state of mind. Okay? But this man was on top, man. Okay? He was in great power, and the oil was one of the main things he was controlling. Because the earth is given into their hands. Esau's hands. He has the fatness of the earth. And that oil was one of the main things. Okay? And now, they had what? They used their military, that sword, to guard their wealth. Okay? Yet, he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yeah, I saw him, but could not be found. This was coming. Okay? So you seeing this man go from a high stature, going from a high, power to being what? Cast down. Okay? Like abominable filth. Like it says in the scriptures, man. Okay? He being thrown down. The scripture said, I beheld Satan, falling as fast as lightning. This is what you're seeing. You're seeing how fast this man is falling. Okay? And the only thing, all it is this word, going out first, exposing him. Okay? And now he's the physical manifestation of him going down is getting ready to come into play, and it's starting now. Okay, with his economy, okay, his lies not working anymore. Okay, so the only thing he's gonna have left is what? To come down with great wrath. But anyway, this is Jeremiah 51 verse 7. It says, Babylon have been, which America is Babylon the Great, right? It's suddenly fallen. Oh, I skipped a verse. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, okay? And when was this place a golden cup? You know, going back, to the so-called, industrial age. Okay, when it was a lot of these jobs out here, America was a manufacturing country. A lot of these jobs were factory jobs. In days when you was able to just to have one high school diploma, and the man was able to work, one job, and his wife and his kids was able to stay at home. It wasn't what you see now. You got the man, the woman working, okay, and they're still not making ends meet, and you gotta, do a main job, then you gotta do an Uber and everything. It wasn't like that, okay. Even going back when Esau had you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, he had you in slavery when he was picking cotton and everything, and he was getting rich off of that, okay. And he's been passing the money, the blood money down, but now it's failing now, okay. It's coming, it's closing now. It says, I'm gonna read it again. Babylon had been the golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken, and the earth was made drunk off what? The philosophies of America. Okay? Like I said previously, you had people in other these other countries, these foreign, these other heathen nations, that they heard that America's streets were paved with gold, literally paved with gold, So what they do? They wanted to come over here. This is why you see heathens over here, other heathen nations over here. This is why America's called the Great Melting Pot, because you got all different types of nationalities within this country, okay? Because they've been made drunk off the philosophies of this place that, you could be all you could be, you could do whatever you want, the land of the free, okay? Women could do whatever they want, and there'd be no consequences. Kids could be at holiday, we could do drugs, you could just indulge in wickedness. This place is known for that. Okay, in Iran, they call this place the Great Satan due to that. Okay, because over in the East, them Eastern countries, the way America, they do things over here is really abnormal. Because a lot of them Eastern countries, they still follow and practice the ancient world customs. Okay, but it's not so much over here in the Western Hemisphere, aka America, man. Okay, so these nations have been made drunk, The nations have drunk enough of wine, therefore the nations are mad, okay? See, these nations, they see how the ways of America, it destroys, okay? It destroys households, families, which is households, okay? The economy, the economic policies that they push and use, okay? The laws that they push, it destroys your system, okay? Just look up how many times America has collapsed economically, okay? You got to say to yourself, what is going on here? Why does this keep happening, okay? So these nations have partaken in this ways, the petrodollar, a lot of these nations was basically forced to use that, okay, in order to do trade, But now they seeing that it's useless, it's weak, okay? America's falling. So now, they're mad because, their countries are experiencing, from the philosophies of this place, basically destruction. So now they're mad, okay? Then America's, more stout than his fellows, like it says in the book of Daniels, and you got Donald Trump in office. America's just proud, and these nations are fed up with it. America's feel like it's could do whatever they want, and basically be the police of the world. But when the other nations do something, America automatically demonizes them and go to war with them. So they're mad, man. They're not trying to deal with America. Even his own allies is not trying to deal with America. Okay? It says Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for? Take balm for pain, and so she may be healed. And let me see what balm is. Right? And this is the word balm. It's Tsiri. Tsiri. It says a kind of balm, salve, as merchandise, as medicine. Okay? Medicine. Okay? A healing agent. That's what it is. And the Lord said, heal this place if you can. And you see these devils, okay? These higher up Edomites, because these lower level Edomites, they getting impacted by this too. okay? What's going on in the economy? They're not exempt, okay? But they're trying to, pump, money into the markets. They're trying to keep the stock market up. They're trying to now they're giving you stimulus checks, okay? At first it was what, $1,200. Now they're trying to say $2,000 a month, okay? Since when did this country ever give you free money? That's what you gotta ask yourself. When this man does something, sweet, you gotta think to yourself. It's always some sort of string attached to it. It's always something he's gonna want back. Okay? But he's doing all these things. And now what you see now is them trying to so-called reopen the economy. Okay? Because they saying they want the economy to get back to normal. It's not going back to normal. And a lot of them know that. But they want to push that stick. They want to push that vibration to you people out there. Because they see how you people are starting to, get tired of being on lockdown. How you starting to buck up against them. Which they want, they want you people to riot anyway. But they still got to get they got to get certain things in order. And really it's Yahweh by Hashem Shah that's putting the spirit on them, to do that. Okay? These are all things that he's trying to do to save his kingdom, but it's not working. The Lord's basically mocking him in this verse. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone to his own country, for her judgment reaches forth to heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. And that's talking about these other nations, these other heathen nations like the Moabites, which they're getting torn up by this coronavirus thing. It's basically they're through, okay? Because they had everybody at one point thinking, that they was going to be the next superpower, but how about Shemal Shah put a stop to that? Because they going down too, But they for someone to do a video on it, these Chinatowns within this country, they're shutting down, they're not making money anymore. You got Elam, the so-called East Indian. Okay, they're not making nothing money. They're not making a lot of money no more either. You got the Hamites, the so-called Africans. They're not really making any money no more. Okay, all these different heathen nations, other heathen nations, they're not making money anymore. So they're saying like, you know what? This place is finished. We're not making anything. To hell with this place, man. Just let it go up. So we just gonna go back to our own country. So this is the mindset these nations are in. This is why you also seeing them, doing, creating different, trade avenues besides, dealing with America, because they see this place is through. So now this is a video that's gonna be tied into it, but I'm gonna actually go back to that oil. I'm gonna read a little bit more of that, then I'm gonna go, to that video. Alright, so I'm gonna pick up where I left off. I'm just read a little bit more, then I'm just get to the other article. It says 2020 global liquids demand may average 20 MMBD less than in 2019. This estimate is really a thought experiment because it is impossible to know what supply and demand are in the present, much less in the next quarter or beyond. This is a time of unimaginable flux and uncertainty because no one knows how long economic activity will be depressed. How long will it take to recover, or if it will recover? It's not, okay? They could feed you, all these, so-called good news or not. It don't matter, okay? At the end of the day, the word of Yahweh Shemal Shah will stand, not Esau, okay? The estimate in Figure 1 differs from most forecasts in two important ways. First, I believe that supply will fall much faster than most other sources. That is because storage will soon be full and shutting and production will be the only option for many producers. Second, I doubt that there will be a demand recovery in the third quarter despite the reopening of businesses in the second. okay? Because ain't nobody gonna have any money, okay? Nobody's working right now. The only so-called people that's working, okay, is, you know, these so-called essential workers, you know. You work at, anything that's so-called deemed essential in this man economy, you know, that's the only ones that's really working. And if you're doing, like Uber, but you got a lot of people that's doing Uber and these, these delivery apps, this gig economy work, they're filing for unemployment too. That's another thing you gotta keep in mind. They're showing you that the unemployment hit 26 mil, 26 mil, 30 mil, but they said that's the people that was able to get into unemployment. You still got millions of people, okay, if not more, that's still trying to get in unemployment because the websites is crashing. On top of that, you got the independent contractors, So it was a lot more than they're projecting. Because Esau does that. Esau wants to make it look less damageable than it is, man. Okay? And like I say, you gotta think about it. If they reopen this economy, right? Who's gonna really have money to spend? Okay? If you got people that's really dependent on them stimulus checks and haven't got those stimulus checks, and you got people waiting in food banks and food lines, okay, all over this country. Meaning what? They don't have money. And if they do have money, they're not gonna, go blow their money on unimportant things. Now that they see, okay, the bleak future that this place has. Okay? So they're not gonna go out and spend like they was at first before this took place. Okay? So what does that mean? Just more and more businesses, they gonna shutter. They ain't gonna be making money regardless. Okay? And it's gonna be through out here. Okay? So you people think you got one up because the economy opened up, but it don't matter. And a lot of the jobs that you think you're gonna go back to, they are closing permanently. Because what this did was it stopped a lot of these businesses from making money. Okay? Every day that goes past with the shutdown in place, they're losing tons and tons of money. Okay? So a lot of these retail, because it was already a retailer pop, a lot of these jobs that was out there at first, when this thing, so-called folds over, because I don't think it's going to ever fold over. This is the new normal, okay? A lot of them places ain't going back. You see it. A lot of them that's boarded up the windows, okay? But anyway, that is because we are in a global depression. Unemployment will remain high and consumers will be damaged from lack of income over the months of quarantine. The truth is that I doubt that demand will ever recover. Economies will restart slowly. A useful analogy is being at a traffic light being behind 25 stopped cars. The light will change from green to red before your car begins to move. It may take several light changes before you get to the other side of the intersection. U.S. consumption has fallen about 30% from 20 MMBD in January to 14 MMBD in April. Refineries intakes are already 25% lower than the first quarter of the year and will fall further as consumption decreases. Finally, the refineries will close. Okay? The scriptures say, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which America's spiritual Egypt, according to Revelations 11 and 8. Okay? Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail branch or rush may do. Meaning what? From your CEO all the way down to your average, employee, ain't gonna be no work for nobody real soon. Okay? These so-called essential workers that you see still working, while you got the rest of the other half of the country that's unemployed, they're not gonna be working for too much longer anyway. Okay? When hyperinflation kick in, people can't afford stuff. So what people gonna turn to? Looting and stealing and robbing and killing. Okay? So eventually it's gonna be no work for nobody. So this place is just finished. So I'm gonna play this and I'm gonna finish it off.
Moves on. Saudi Arabia is buying as much of the world as it can while the world is cheap. They're reportedly buying $1 billion worth of European oil companies. They're buying a large share of the UK's Shell Oil, France's Total Oil, Norway's Equinor, and Italy's Eni. They're also buying Uber, Lucid Electric Car Company, and it's also just pumped $500 million into something called Live Nation, a company that puts on events and concerts and stuff. Oh, and they're also buying part of Carnival Cruise Company. Wow. Joining us now to discuss why Saudi Arabia has decided to invest so aggressively. What's behind all of this? George Galloway. That's quite a shopping list, George.
It is. I mean, these are brave investments, Rick. I'm not sure I would have advised all of them. And you missed one. They're buying Newcastle United, Premier League football team in England, although it's causing quite a bit of a stir, as you can imagine. People didn't like the guy that owns it at the moment, but the idea of the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia with his checkered record is not welcome to everyone. But these are brave investments. I'm not sure I will ever get on a cruise ship. I never have, actually, but I certainly won't in the era of this virus. I'm not sure that I'll ever be in a big crowd again. And so I'm not sure I'll be buying any of their tickets from Ticketmaster. The Uber, well, I don't want to put too fine a point on it, but Uber is banned in London because of the bad behavior of the company and many of its workforce. You'll get my point. These are all risky investments. On the other hand, the price is on the floor. And what the Saudis are trying to do is diversify their sovereign wealth fund, £300 billion, so $400 billion sovereign wealth fund. They've got to put it somewhere, and they've decided to put it in these places where the price was in the basement, in the hope that it can only go up.
I was particularly keen when I read that they were buying electric car companies. I think the company is called Lucid. Hey, are they trying to kill the competition?
Well, actually, they've also bought, as you just adumbrated there, a lot of oil companies.
Yeah.
At a time when the oil price is on the floor. So it's a bit like a guy in the casino. You usually think he's nuts when he puts his chips on practically every box, is it you call them, on the roulette table.
Right.
You're bound to win something, but you've put so much on so many that you probably are going to lose.
So there it is, okay? Buying out large stakes in American companies. Like it says, let us forsake her, for her sins has reached on to the heavens, man. Okay, like it said in Jeremiah 51, chapter 7 verse I just read on down. Okay? These heathens, these other nations, these so-called allies of America, they've been seeing the fall of this place, man. They see this place is finished. Okay? The hammer of the earth is being cast asunder. Okay? Isaiah 33:1. I'll get this. Right? This is what's happening. It says, woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, because America, how you think America got rich? Okay? Actually, you know what? This brings me to Habakkuk. It's the second chapter, right? How did America get all this? How did America become the wealthiest nation, okay, in the world so far? Okay? Habakkuk 2:4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. That's talking about Esau, Edom. Okay? His soul is not upright in him. Okay? But the just shall live by his faith. Yet also, because he transgressed by wine, his philosophies that he's pushed throughout the four corners of the earth, deceiving the world, right? He is a proud man. Okay? These Edomites are proud, you know? And a lot of them know that they rule the world. This is why as they're losing power, you know, they're starting to come out, you know, saying certain things, you know, like, why is this happening? This ain't supposed to be happening to us, you know. It says, neither keep it at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, heapeth unto him all people. Okay? And that's what you do. Okay? You go on other people's lands. You set up garrisons, which I would say garrisons was what they called in the ancient world, but it's military posts today, or military bases. Okay, to what? To make sure them countries that you in, okay, are complying, okay, with your orders. Okay, while you take their resources and everything. You spread your influence, okay, on that land. Okay, see, that's what it's all about. So now all these take a parable against him and taunting proverb against him and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his. That's how he get all this. He got all it by, robbery, okay, murder, and bloodshed, which is murder, This is how he got all of it. This man did not get all this, fair, He didn't get all this the righteous way. He got all the wicked way, okay? This man is really a fugitive. It says, how long? And to him that laid himself with thick clay. And when you go into that thick clay, it goes into what? It goes into the depth. Okay? Abatyat, right? Avatyat. And it says, weight of pledges and heavy debts. Okay? And this country got the worst of debt. So now what you're witnessing what these Edomites reaping what they sown. Okay? Their ways is coming back to bite them. Okay? It says, shall not they rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. And this was happening. They're taking advantage of your collapse. And they might got in their head, whether it be China, it be Russia, it be Africa, or Saudi Arabia. They got in their heads that, oh yeah, we got next. Hell no, they going down with you. When America goes down, all you heathen go down. Okay? Because of men's blood and for the violence of the land, which you built this place off the bloodshed of the Israelites, okay? The Lord's people, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, okay? Of the city and all that dwell therein, okay? So now, this is the time when they're going, get on you, okay? Woe to him that covered in evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Okay, he does that via, the laws that he put in place. He put laws in place where you people, you can't do certain things, but they'll turn around and break their own law, but they'll put another law in place in order for them to, bypass the law that they put in place to for you people, not to do, like this whole bailout situation that they just did with these small business loans. That's a prime example of that. Okay? But anyway, that was a good chapter. But let me see. Yep, Obadiah 1:17. 1:7 actually, not 1:17. It says, I'll start at 6. Actually, you know what? I'll start up. This is Obadiah 1:2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Okay? Esau and great, and thou art greatly despised. This, you Edomites are the most despised amongst all the nations so far. Okay? Look at, they hate Donald Trump. Look at your leader. Okay? The vibration he's pushing out to the world, man. Y'all, America is the most despised right now, man. For its hypocrisy, for the wickedness that's being pushed in this place, okay? The robbery. This place is mostly despised right now. This image, the shameful spewing is on our glory, man. Like it says in the book of Habakkuk, the same chapter I just read. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. It's talking about Esau, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? For a period of time, it almost looked as if you Edomites were never going to be taken out of power. That you was going to keep, like it says in Psalms 49:11, the inward thoughts that the house shall dwell from generation to generation. It almost looked like that. It almost looked like nobody was ever going to take you down. But now, let me keep reading. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, that's a key. And though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, in the spirit, the stars is what? The tribes, man. Okay? And also, this man literally has the Space Force, Okay, he has satellites up in the space to watch, for the second coming of Yahushua. Okay, so it's twofold, and you're over above the 12 tribes right now, so you're proud. Okay, thence will I bring you down, said the Lord, and the Lord's doing that. Okay, He's doing that. What? First, by exposing you through this word. Okay, exposing what you're doing, what you're getting ready to do. Okay, who you are, your traits. Okay. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some grapes? How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? The internet. The very same thing you set up, the Lord, you put the Spirit on you to set it up. Okay, just so his word could come out and expose you and to take you down. So the internet was your own downfall. Okay? Your own so-called creation was your downfall. Okay? Now everything's being sought up. Now everything's being exposed. Okay? And everybody's witnessing the nakedness of this place. All the men of thy confederacy going into what? Your allies. Okay? The word here is bereth. It says covenant, alliance, pledge between men. Okay? And if you go into Psalms, the 83rd chapter, it goes into all the nations and all the heathen nations, starting with the nation of Edom, and how they made a covenant with each other to what? Cut off the name of Israel from the planet Earth, man. Okay? To keep us down. And it's coming back to bite you now, Just like basically just the same thing, just like if you go in the book of Esther, you read the book of Esther, how you had Haman, the Agagite, he was an Amalekite, a so-called, which today is a so-called Jew, who are also, Edomites. They're that tribe of Esau, the house of Esau, how he had put out a decree, with the power that he was given, by the king, he had put a decree out that all the Jews, okay, that all our people at the time, they will be that they will be gathered up and exterminated. Okay? But what ended up happening was, and he wanted Mordecai hung by the gallows, and what ended up happening is the Lord turned it around to where he got hung and his sons on all his sons got hung. Okay? This is the same thing that's happening now. Okay? Well, all you heathens, you plotted on the children of Israel. Now the Lord is turning that plot around and is now affecting you. Okay? That's how the Lord works. Let me read again. Obadiah 1:7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. Okay? And prevailed against thee. Okay? The EU nations, they're talking about dealing with Russia. They're talking about not depending on America's military might anymore. They're now, finding other ways to trade with other nations, even if it's nations that America is beefing with. They're going against America's, decree. They're not listening to America anymore. Why? Because America's falling. They're buying up, things, American ass. They're doing all types of things, man. Okay? They deceived America, man. They waited, for the opportunity, to strike, basically. Because they wasn't able to do what they did, decades ago when America was in its prime, But now this place is falling. It was the same thing. If you look up what happened, you watch what happened to the ancient Roman Empire. The same thing happened. Okay, their military was taking down all the other tribal groups around them. The other nations around them, and they got so big here and they spread it so thin that what happened as the ancient Roman Empire, it started to crumble. That's when the enemies of the Roman Empire at the time, they took advantage of it. And then they started invading from all sides, just like what's getting ready to happen now. How much more, America being the revamped, the revised Roman Empire all over again. Same thing is happening right now. Okay? It says, they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding. And when America was prospering, when America was on top, these nations, You know, like, let me get a scripture real quick. Let me see. Revelations, I think it's 18. I started 5. Actually, I started 4. Revelations 18 and 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, you Israelites." It's telling you to spiritually depart from this place. Because this place is getting ready to be destroyed, man. You so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans. Spiritually cut yourselves loose from this place. Okay? Until Yahweh Shema Shah plead our cause. You know? Stop following. Stop voting. Stop eating abominable food. Stop following the ways of the heathen. The custom of the heathens. Because the custom of the heathens is going to get you what? Destroyed. Okay? Because the heathens, they don't have the law, statutes, and commandments. They go by, their flesh. They go by their own imaginations. Okay? Says that ye be not partakers of her sins, that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached onto heaven, and Yahweh have remembered her iniquities. Okay? All the wickedness that's going on in America is reached up to the heavens. Yahweh is reaching it's reached into the ears of Yahweh, man. Okay, he's fed up for what he's seeing down here. His people being destroyed. His people doing wickedness. And Esau, Edom, doing whatever the hell he wants on the planet Earth, man. Destroying the planet Earth. Okay? So the Lord is acting right now. This is what you're witnessing. Action. Okay? Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. And the cup which she had filled to her double. How much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. This is what's happening. She saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. And this was the mindset of you Americans for so long, that here it is, you got the whole, entire planet Earth suffering under some sort of pestilence, famine, or, war, death, whatever, man. And America just living, their best life over here. Nothing ain't hidden America. America just safe from everything. Okay? Now look where we at. Okay? That's because judgment is on the planet Earth. And America is the main location that Yahweh Shema Shah is getting ready to judge, man. Because the whole world is going to be judged, but America is the main, place that Yahweh Shema Shah has a beef with. Because who's running? Edom. Isaiah 63 and 1. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall utterly be burned with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh who judges her. Right? You've seen them things. And here's the point though. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Because these nations was, as America was prospering, these nations was basically, eating the crumbs or eating alongside America, So all these nations is going down, So we're in a time where now judgment is just being poured out on the planet Earth now. Because this man's destruction is also what? The salvation of the tribes, you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Even though 2/3 of our people, they're going to be cut off on this side, they're going to come back through the remnant that the Lord has preserved for salvation on this side. Okay, and we all going to be good on the other side, man. We're going to be in our kingdom. Because in order for the kingdom of heaven to happen, our kingdom to come up, the kingdom of Yahweh Shema Shah, this place got to go down. This is what we're witnessing. This place go down, Yep. So I started Baruch 4 and 25. It says, "My children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from Yahweh." Okay, these curses, just the everything, things that you get vexed in within this society, man, within this kingdom. Just we gotta suffer patiently. We gotta endure the wrath of Yahweh by Shemel Shah until we plead our cause, like it says in Micah 7 and 9. And it says, "For thine enemy have persecuted thee." Who's the enemies that persecute us? Esau, Edom. Okay, and the other nations, but chiefly Esau, Edom. Okay, he's the one that's been persecuting our people the most and doing the most damage. Okay, but surely thou shalt see his destruction and shalt tread upon his neck. And this is what we're coming into: his destruction, and then eventually what? Us, rendering, like it said in Revelation the 18th chapter, rendering onto him double, man. Him going in captivity under us, okay, and us ruling over him. My delicate ones have gone rough ways and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemies. Because Esau, he's invested a lot of trillions, if not trillions of dollars, into keeping you Jakes, you Israelites, okay, from knowing who you are, from knowing, who your power is, okay? And he's blinded you with gifts. He's blinded you with lies. He's done all these things, okay? He's got all types of traps within this system just to keep you on the bottom and to keep him on the top, okay? This is what's been happening, and it's still happening right now, but we coming to the end of that, okay? This is why you're seeing these Edomites that are losing their damn minds, okay? Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto Yahweh by Hashem El Shah, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you, because the Lord say will not cast off his people forever, man. Okay? He's always going to be with us, even if, he does what he does, put us give us into the hands of our enemies for our disobedience. He always what? He always, comes back. He always, has his hand stretched out. This is what he's doing right now. Okay? Says, for as it was your mind to go astray from Yahweh by Shemel Shah, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Seek him 10 times more. Whether, you're praying, fasting, just whatever pleases Yahweh by Shemel Shah. It's best that we, use this time to do whatever we could to, seek him and please him, It says, for he that brought these plagues upon you shall bring everlasting joy with your salvation. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoice at thy fall. Because Esau, if you go into Psalms 137 and 7, it says, remember, O house, O Edom, when thou said, raise it, raise it. Because whenever, our people, we had, our enemies, they were closing in on us. They were taking us down. They would sack the temple. Who was always there? Esau, Edom. Okay? Going back, with Saul, King Saul. Okay? When him and his sons were killed by the Philistines. Who helped them? Amalek. Okay? Whenever, we fell as a people, go back to 70 AD. Who's responsible for that? Them Edomites. Okay? The Archetypes, man. Them taking proud and sacking, our temple, man. So they rejoiced at our fall, so now we're rejoicing at their fall, Miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable is she that received thy sons. And this place received our sons. There's our people by what? The transatlantic slave trade, man. And we still in this man's hand. This man has never let you go. He only gave you the illusion that you were free and that you were normal like the other heathen nations, that you were able to do the same thing that these other nations were doing, which is not true. He has laws in place to keep you from doing certain things, but to keep them able to do, more things than you. Basically being privileged and you not being privileged within this man's system, right? For as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad at thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned to mourning. That's what you see. You can't make it up. You see this happening right now, man. These people out here riding their bikes, walking, face mask on, they eyebrows, they got a frown on their face because, they can't do what they was able to do 2-3 months ago. These people are mourning. They hurting out here, man. People bugging out because they don't know how they're going to pay their next bills or eat their next meal. These people are hurting right now. Okay? For fire, which this is going to come. Okay? All the destruction that's happening is going to lead up to this. For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure. She shall be inhabited of devils for a great time. Why? Because when this World War III hit, these nations, we're going to put the spirit in these nations to shoot missiles at this place and burn this place completely up, man. And this place is going to be unrecognizable. You're not even going to recognize America. You ain't going to know where the city was, what city this was, or what was what. Okay? I always bring this out, but a prime example of that is watch the old school Planet of the Apes, the one that came out in 1970. In the beginning scene, they were just in this, like, you just seeing waters, and you just seeing, like, it looked like a Stone Age. And they was on a horse, and they came across the Statue of Liberty, and it was buried in the sand. So it was synonymous for what? America was destroyed, man. Okay? Just watch that movie. The 36th verse. O Jerusalem, look about thee toward the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee from Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. Lo, thy sons come whom thou sentest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of Yahweh. And this is happening right now. We're being gathered through the word of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. The house of David, that spiritual house, is being built. Okay? And what happens when the house of David is built? The heathen go down. And this is what you're seeing. The heathen going down. Okay? Chiefly Esau, Edom. Okay? Because once the world witness him being, Yahweh by Shem Yahushua taking him out of power, the rest of these heathens, they're going to be defenseless, man. They're going to be scared. Just like in the book of Joshua. When Pharaoh, because at that time in ancient Egypt, Pharaoh was the top ruler at that time. And when the Lord destroyed those Egyptians, it put fear in the rest of the heathen nations. And we started, the Lord was with us, and we went in their lands, we took them down, took their graven images down, okay? And made them subject onto us, man. So, same thing's getting ready to happen. You just gotta wait for it, So, that's it. Yahweh Ratazah, that was edifying. Call her Lord Allah Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Papa Kasha, Abba Papa, Abba Ha Ayapi, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Yahweh Ratazah. This was edifying to you. You Akim or Akwaf, your brothers and sisters. If you haven't done so, repent. And Shalom to the elect once again, the house of David.